past.
Hmm.
So unless we want to refactor, I guess we'd look at starting another story.
Hmm. Yeah. I think the only thing I was just thinking of, we just review the namespace here. Like, what do we think about these the terms browser adapter body? Say again.
You want to share your screen?
Oh, right. Blah. Oh. Oh, come on.
Did regress?
Yes. Okay. So, So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling much better now. The connection in my mind between this and the other stuff that we did earlier in the week and the other debates makes me feel quite positive. But yeah, just are we all right with these names? Browser adapter seems good.
Yeah, seems good. Events seems okay for right now.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it should be like if we've got like it's the events JavaScript. That's the namespace. It almost feels like it should be like make row, making it, like it should almost be like what it's really doing is it's like make
event. Yeah, make
row body clickable. I mean, and we're kind of saying it's you know, we've got a namespace thing here that's saying it's the events.
Yeah.
So it just sort of feels like that's like body clickable. It's kind of like, what is it? But there you go.
Make row
body clickable.
Body clickable. Make.
Yeah. Do you want to do that change and push that in?
And then specs in the JavaScript. Make body clickable. No exec. Make sure we haven't broken anything.
I was going to say, what would be cool, I think, also in the long run, is if we could actually have like 4 people who had like time like we have, so we could kind of do pair rotation through a 4. I think would be fun.
Sure.
I got a friend of mine talking about like some paid work for a school. Anyway, I think it's probably going to take paid work to get to that level.
There we go.
Cool. Okay.
All right. So what's the next thing we want to work on?
Well, we should just put a pull request in for the. Well, do you want to?
Oh,
yeah. Did you install Hub? You want to do a? Yeah, you do a Hub pull request. I'll pull up the latest. I'll pull up.
I'll just do it right here from the.
Oh yeah. Right. Either way.
Fixes 888.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would. Yeah, you don't need the 888 in the title, but anyway.
Edit that.
Okay, so we've done that. We've got make whole box clickable. Then we've got setting appropriate defaults. and this ability to edit the Hangout link, and I guess we'll take them. I mean that edit Hangout link. It's something that seems to be like an intermittent failure, maybe, but. So
appropriate defaults, maybe that's
yeah, that seems like a sensible thing to do next. So this is for event creation. So this is UXBug.
Now, are we building this on top of 888 or just off develop?
No, I think this should go on develop. And this is a separate thing. It's like for event creation.
Fetch origin.
We need appropriate defaults for event creation to avoid repeats hanging around indefinitely. I don't know if I mean, I've kind of, back in the day, anyway, this is, let's get an issue number. So this is 898 now.
Photograph, like you could take a screen capture of what you're talking about, but.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
891. 891.
Go on.
So 891 appropriate defaults for creating events is a good.
Yeah, I mean the interesting thing here is whether we can. I mean, you know, I guess in the interest of, we can. I mean the current defaults here are actually sufficient. It's. I think that we could get. Maybe we discover other things. It's basically when you set a repeat, that the repeat. You know, this is the current default here. Yeah, it's. So basically, back in the day, I would have been saying, "Oh, I need to do a as a so and so that I can what have you." This is a repeat default to never ending.
I mean, like a story.
Yeah, and I don't know, like it's. I'm not sure what that buys us, but yeah. So we've got like. Currently, as shown above, selecting a repeat leads to a never-ending event. But I mean, I think that.
So what is the other option on there?
Oh, its repeat ends on a certain time. So
which has to be entered.
Which then has to be entered.
But we could.
Yeah. So
select something by default.
Yeah, I would think that it would sensibly we should have it as on, and then select an end time. You know, like 4 weeks in advance would be perfectly sufficient. I would have thought.
Okay.
So I guess we want to look at our events creation feature, which I think it's actually in the events feature.
Yeah.
And I wonder here if we should split out.
Create a new event.
Yeah, I think there should be like an events
So
folder.
here's like creating a repeating event. So go on.
I would like we have for users. I would create a new directory in there called events, and move events into it, and then split it so we have like, you know.
There's an event countdown feature too that might go on there.
Yeah, let's maybe. I mean, I think that may be the front page. Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly couldn't hurt to.
There you go. Let's see, did that horribly break everything? Or is that still working? Seems like it's still working. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
yeah, I
this
mean,
thing where we're creating
relating to creation, and just stick that create a new file which is like create events dot feature. And yeah, and then grab. You can just grab the. You could grab the back. No.
I would like to create
events. Yeah.
In order to be able to plan activities. We don't have a tracker, right?
No, I think yeah. I think that's fine there. Yeah, so those at least those two ones related to creation, create a new event and create a repeating event. If we cut those out, yeah, let's slap those in there. That feels good. Okay. So you can probably even Alt Command L in there. We'll sort of figure that out for you. I think it's good. I would just lose a space there. I don't really need that. So given I am logged in and I'm on the events page, it's interesting. It doesn't seem to have to create a user in order to log in there. I guess maybe it's there's nothing in the events feature which is
doing that now. That feature.
Yeah. Anyway, but so that
passes. Okay. These pass.
Yeah. So I think what we probably want to do is add. I mean, it's basically a repeated event. I think it's the first scenario shouldn't change. The second scenario, creating a repeat event. Given I'm logged in and I'm on the events page, and I fill in the event field, and I select repeats to weekly, and I check Monday, Thursday, save. I mean, I think what we want to do here is like on line 34 or whatever, we should be like we want to check what the even before the save button. It should be like, you know, we could have like then I see repeat ends on. It's interesting. We want to check that. I don't know if we've got some.
Select repeat ends.
We've got like a form field there. We want to check what the setting on that form field is. Checking contents of form field in Capybara. How can I check that a form field is? There we go. So we can do like something like this. Okay. So we have selected expect page. We want to have a thing like this. Expect page to have selector.
Then I see.
I mean, we could say, I don't know about that. Then I see it's like then the event is set to end never or whatever.
How about that? Set the end on time.
That'll do for a start.
21. Give me that. There you go. Give me that. Step up emotions. Event steps. And what should I do? Expect.
I think page to have selector. And then, sorry, I'm just restarting the build on. That's the wrong one. And then it's like we want input, and then square brackets value equals, and this in this case would be
quotes.
On.
Single quotes on.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah.
And then we should see a failure.
Yeah. Well, I'd be more convinced by a pass here. And the current default is never, so we could anyway. Yeah, you run that. So, but we might want, even if that fails, we might want to check that it.
Unexpected dollar after equal on.
I think there's probably a syntax error in the capybara that you put. I think you haven't got the closing square bracket.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So I would run it again with never in there just to make sure that it's actually
Parsing the right file.
Yeah, failing for the right reason.
Nope.
No. Okay. So you might I might put a buy bug in there in the event steps.
Yeah, we're doing that again. Okay.
I mean, kind of what you want there is the buy bug to sort of drop you into a browser environment.
Isn't there like a step for that?
Well, you can do the save and show me the page, and the problem we often seem to have with that is it doesn't load any of the style sheets, and then you can't, the page looks ridiculous. And okay, so
I think there's a fix for that. I saw on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, I remember I was trying to encourage somebody to do the fix for it on local support at one point, but
I mean,
so now I mean we want to be looking for the. I mean, it may also be that we need JavaScript enabled because that part of the form doesn't pop up until you kind of select the never, or selects the repeat. But you could just do a search in that text. I mean, they're all good things to do. Well, I think that will look for an element called never. I mean, you could do like a find for input.
matches.
So there's 16 elements like that. But so then you could look for the input, and I think, rather than what have we went there for like value. Yeah, you could do like input name, and what is the name of this thing? The name is it's got an ID, so you could be look instead for you can look for input dot event underscore repeat, event underscore repeat underscore ends underscore string. Yeah, like that.
Event underscore repeat underscore end underscore string, like that.
Yeah, that looks exactly right to me. You could put like a visible false parameter in as well, but by default it won't find things that are and that's right. So input dot actually sorry, it's a select, not an input.
No, still doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, because what select class in the ID event underscore repeat underscore it's ends plural, it's ends string. There's a S on the end of the end there. That's it.
Nope.
But still no. So yeah, I jump out of there and try. I mean, I think we could jump out of there. You've got the JavaScript saved. I'd go back to the event steps and change the event steps to be expect page to have selector, and that should be it should be select rather than that'll do. Then okay, so the value is actually going to be option selected, right? Anyway, but yeah, run the JavaScript now. So that's
Looks like we're gonna fail.
That's
Yeah.
pre-filled. We want. Oh, we should have done that other. Okay.
We're gonna fail with that.
Yeah. Check. This is like select. This is like drop down menu selection. Correct with capybara.
Okay. This is kind of annoying with capybara.
Yeah.
I think we've done this in local support at some
I'm
point.
sure we have. I mean, do you want to do it? Go in there again with bybug now that we've enabled the JavaScript, and just try. We'll just try and find the correct element.
Sure.
Oh, they've got a. Oh, there's a have select matcher from capybara. There you go. But we've got to make sure it's visible anyway.
Let's make sure.
Yeah. So then it was select dot. Yeah. Event underscore.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's not dot. It's not dot. Oh no, what is it? It's the ID, so it should be the hash symbol. Symbol. Yeah. Event underscore repeat underscore ends underscore string.
There you go.
Okay, so it's visible anyway. Although we were probably searching for the wrong thing last time. But anyway.
Value is never.
Okay. Yeah. And so there, but you could use there's some, if you look at my screen, there's this expect page. There's a capybara method specially for this. I'll put it in the Slack for you.
Go on. So you imagine it's.
Now the interesting question is, what's that? I mean, that's probably the ID there.
So that would be
What we just had, another thing. So it's going to be the event repeat end string. I would guess that would work. And then selected never.
It's kind of slow.
It's one thing where maybe there could be
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Now
And
if
so
we-
we wanted to have it set sometime. So we should be, instead of never, it should be on. So that should fail. And I guess the appropriate thing to be doing is looking for.
Yep. It failed.
Yeah. So the control. This is then the events controller. When it does create, we've got an event creator service that creates the event. That's got some sort of normalizing. Oh, okay. Interesting. So there's kind of like a normalize event dates, which has got.
Where is this?
It's in our the services. So I was just looking in the events controller, like.
Yeah. Go to implementation.
So in create, the process of creating an event, it uses this event creator service to do so. And it's got like the main operation that it seems to be doing is normalizing the event dates. So it kind of, if the start date time is blank, it sets its start date time to time now. and then it's kind of, it basically asks, have I had, I mean, it set repeats ends to be what have you, based upon
repeat end string equals never true or false. So
I'm just looking at the event model itself. I mean, what we want is, so we've got repeat ends options are never and on.
So if it says never, then the repeat ends is false.
Right.
Or it's true.
Mm-hmm. But if it's never, then it's repeat ends is false.
So if, wait, no. So if we pass in params ends, repeat end string, and it's never, then the repeat ends value is set to true. Am I reading that wrong on line 20?
I gotta look at it again. On line 20, basically, if it's repeat ends, that looks kind of crazy, doesn't it? It looks like the other way than it should be. I'm just looking at so repeat options. I have a feel like I'm just looking. If you look at my screen briefly, I think what's determining what the default settings are the ordering on these constants. So the repeat options are, never, basically it defaults to the first one. See, it's just being.
Where's it defaulting? Oh.
It's just like, if you look down here, it's in the form itself. When it's building the form, it's just, it's passing that in. And I think it just, we could just try reversing the order of never and on there.
So that's in the events model, right?
That's in the events model. And then I suspect that it might.
Okay. So if I run that, you think it might pass?
I don't know. It would be we could rerun the thing and see if it just has the thing in the right place.
Looks like it's gonna fail. Yeah. No matches. Make sure that I did save it.
Be interesting to run the. I mean, I guess if that's not the.
Run the server and just save it.
See what happens there.
Load.
Going to look at the form itself.
Log in. Log into GitHub.
I mean, the form itself, we've got a label repeat ends, and we've got a repeat ends string, and then we've got a repeat.
So just click new event, right?
Yeah, exactly. And scroll down, and so now, by default it repeats never, which is sensible. So if you then click on that and select weekly, and scroll down, it still says repeat ends never. So anyway, my hypothesis has been shown to be flawed. So presumably then that's, I mean, I guess if we just go from the Rails console and we just create an event, I wonder if it has certain default settings in it. event.new.
I mean, is something
that's
crazy
fine.
being done with JavaScript here?
Presumably.
How do I turn JavaScript off? Do I know?
You can do that in the that's one of the things you can do in the browser. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to help you identify where the JavaScript is for it.
No, well, I just want to know, like, is it?
If it is or not. Yeah. It's in your developer toolbar. Something you got there. What are you in Chrome?
Yeah.
I mean, in preferences.
I don't know where that's at.
We've got repeat ends on. I mean, it feels like the
developer tools. No.
I mean,
yeah, it's probably a waste of time.
Event transform params.
I think it's a setting, right?
Oh yeah, have you searched for JavaScript in there? Do not allow any site to run JavaScript. This whole event.
Yeah, it's being done
by JavaScript somehow.
Yeah.
Well, but you can still see that.
You can still see it, so.
Oh, maybe it's JavaScript hides it to begin with, and then shows it again.
So that's not.
Yeah. But just have a look at this. See, this process of going through the event creator service.
Well.
Is that first off? The create thing. I presume when we're doing that, when we're doing new. And okay, sorry. Okay, create. That's a different thing. Set repeats and string. Okay, so I should have been looking at you because we're going. The place that we're going to is the new
event.new, right?
So it's doing event.new and it's doing start, date, time, duration 30. So if I'm going to do this from the console. Okay, so that creates a thing that has, and then we're doing this set repeat ends string, and so repeat ends on or never, which is okay. So set repeat end string. So now the event is set. Okay, so that seems to be there. Repeat ends. Set repeat end string. It's returned never. But repeat ends is nil. But at event dot repeat ends string is never. Okay, so what it seems to be doing there is it's setting an additional instance variable. Weird.
So where is this repeat ends at?
Well, I think repeat ends is actually in the model in the database. It's
and what does that default to when we call new?
Well, that's nil initially.
So it would be false.
Yeah, so we get a never populated into the repeat ends string. And then we load the new template. So views events new renders the form. Okay, and that's going to be.
So if we flipped these two here on line 24.
Yeah, but that's going to mean that by default. Oh yeah, no, right? Yeah, no, maybe you're right. Yes, yeah, try that. I get confused about whether to repeat and the repeat ends, but yeah, so the repeat ends. Yeah.
Let's run it. If I choose weekly, then that seems to work
Okay.
This is now
Yeah.
on.
Do you want to run your test?
We haven't populated a date yet.
No, and I guess the interesting thing there is if you try to save it, does it force you to set an end time?
Let's see.
And maybe actually,
Maybe that's enough, right?
maybe that's yeah. I mean,
To get them to think about it.
yeah, because they have explicitly said that they want it to repeat. Okay, you want it to repeat, so think about when it ends.
Save it. Well, there's other.
Well, nice that it's actually. And it says you must have at least one repeats weekly each day of the week. So you've got to choose a day of the week that it's got to repeat on.
I mean, that's kind of a
well,
message.
It is an awkward, which is a separate thing we might want to fix. But so, okay. So it looks like we do have to pre-populate it because otherwise it's gonna. If you now edit it, it's got like a on, but it's like no date or something, and something screwy is going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, so we do have to.
So that we either have to pre-populate it or we you know
have to fail it.
We
set a validation
on it. Yeah.
All right, so let's run the test.
Oh, I got a bloody cold coming on. I shouldn't have shaken hands with Doug on there.
Okay, the test passes now.
Okay. So,
go on.
Well, I was going to say it feels like the validation is possibly the simpler thing. We've got a set of existing validations.
Yeah.
I mean, there it's a little question of like, do we want to
test?
Well, ultimately, yeah, ultimately there needs to be tests for those things. There's a little question there about should we just be pre-filling with a default, or should we be asking the user to think about it?
That's the user interface question.
It certainly is.
So what do you think?
Well, I think that the
I think we have like 6 minutes. You gotta leave in 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap up. I'm leaning towards, like probably we certainly seem to have enough people who create events. I'm leaning towards we should basically have people, like, I think if we force people to fill something in, then that probably usually means that fewer people will do it, but I think actually in terms of this thing, we want a bit fewer events. We want fewer high quality events where people are actually likely to turn up, which leads me to suggest that
probably, yeah.
So I mean, just to finish the spike, you could throw in it's already got like validates repeat every n weeks, so we could throw in a validates with an if. So there's the repeat ends on. So we should basically throw in a validates, which is validates repeat ends on presence true if lambda repeat ends is on. Then you could do it with the new syntax for whatever. Yeah.
Let me get my bearing straight. Where the hell is that key at? There it is.
So I think it's I think it's repeat rather than repeats there. It's repeats underscore on. Is it? Oh my god! We've got. Is that right? We've got repeat. It's about when it. Well, basically, it's repeat underscore ends. Sorry, it's repeat underscore ends. That's I think what we want. We want to check that repeat underscore ends is equal to on. Yeah, that's
So we have an ends on if repeats underscore
basically
ends.
it's like if we're saying that the repeat ends on a certain time, then we have to the repeat ends on has to
specify it.
yeah.
And
Well, feature's not going to test that. This is just a spike, so I would just do it in the Rails thing and create a new event and check that we
well,
can't.
potentially it could. Well, I mean, it could potentially fail, but anyway.
No, it could fail. Well, there's other things that
No,
go wrong.
What's that?
But I think we'll unless you're going to do any more work on this independently from me, we'll have
Work on it tomorrow.
yeah, write the test for it tomorrow. Famous last word.
Repeats weekly. Whatever. Right.
And then you don't fill anything, and then save.
No.
Okay. Could just hit back in the browser. What was the just hit back in the thing there? Yeah, so we've got repeat ends on.
This must be.
Maybe it's automatically doing on a
Today's date.
No, I think if you, I would imagine that more it's like being set to the empty string. That is the kind of thing that would be happening in that situation, I think. I think that the probably the thing we want to do is not just presence. There's like that's going to be like Rails model validates not blank. How to validate text isn't blank in Rails. I think. Oh yeah, there's an allow blank false.
Allow blank.
Yeah.
Allow underscore blank.
Yeah.
False.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll go back and create a new event. Well, we can just run this again, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to supply at least one validation.
Oh, that's weird.
What the hell does
Oh,
that
I think you need. It's not instead of you need presence true as well, you put the allow blank into the repeats every n weeks.
So this should be presence true.
No, I think you're doing it on the wrong. You're working on line 11, and you should be working on line 12.
So what did I just do?
Well, you added like I think allow blank. You maybe replace presence equals true on line 11 with the allow blank when what you wanted to do was after presence true on line 12, then you wanted to do the allow blank false.
So I wanted this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think so.
Gotta go back.
Just hit reload.
Event create it.
Something different then. Oh well. Well, you could push that up onto the branch just for us, as you know, and just as a record of what we've done there. Clearly, it needs something more. Oh no! So it says all correct answer at the bottom.
What?
Apparently, presence true. It's weird. I'm just reading in the Stack Overflow post. It says, setting allow blank false is superfluous since validates present already does what you want. Please note the correct answer at the bottom. So it's supposed to be.
I would be tempted. I'm actually tempted to put a debugger in that controller and see what's coming back.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, I better run. I'll catch you. Well, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Tomorrow I have the I forgot what it's called now. Beta Sas's meeting and stuff. So there's
some other.
Yeah. So we'll see. Depending if we wake up early, I guess there's stuff we can do. And then there's like, I mean, I've sort of did I cancel the local support? Move the local support retrospective out of the way. And this and the other. So yeah, we can do a bit more tomorrow.
But it is repeats ends on is a blank string coming in. but what actually happens with this weird transforming service?
Yeah,
Transform
there's definitely it's like it's going through the I mean it's which might mean that it ends up being easier to just fill it with something, but anyway, we'll look at it. I gotta go. So good stuff as always, Michael. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's being set to blank string UTC, so there's something in there.
Oh, okay, that's weird. But you used the blank string there and not a UTC. Anyway, I gotta run. Okay,
I mean, it means that when it goes into the service, it's quote UTC, so it's something there rather than nothing.
Okay, at the
That's
point
what the
of
force of the problem is.
okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll sort it out. Nice one. All right, bye for now.